Welcome to the PokeStop. Welcome to the PokeStop Podcast, a podcast about Pokemon Go. This is our first episode, so we're going to do a little bit of introduction and talk about several different topics during the show. My name is Roy, and with me is Heather.
Hello.
And Brandon.
Hello, hello.
I guess we're just going to do a short little intro of ourselves since this is our very first podcast. So my name is Roy. I have another podcast called Epic Gaming Night. So I've done some podcasts before, and we talk all about board games there. So going into that, my main hobby is playing tons of board games, tabletop games. They're kind of like resurging in the world. But I've been playing a whole lot of Pokemon Go here recently, so it's been pretty crazy. It's kind of bad because I'm supposed to be like doing podcasts and doing all these other things, and I've just been playing this app like constantly and being like, should I do that thing? Nah, Pokemon time. But yeah, my experience with Pokemon is when Red and Blue first came out, my mom and dad had got me a Game Boy for Christmas, like right before Red and Blue had come out. And I ended up getting the red cartridge. My brother got the blue cartridge, and played tons of Pokemon. Played the card game when it came out. I was all about playing the actual CCG, where everybody else was about trading and collecting all the cards. So I'd be like, "Oh, you got Pokemon? You're into Pokemon?" Because everybody was into Pokemon when the card game first came out. And I was like, "Let's play the game." And they're like, "It's a game? I don't like you play this? Like I just collect the cards." Oh, okay. Well, I'll show you how to build a deck. But it really wasn't much of a challenge there. But yeah, so Pokemon Go has been pretty crazy. Who wants to go next for introductions?
Do you want me to go?
Go ahead, do it.
Okay, I'm Heather. I'm Roy's wife. Hobby, right? My hobby is usually school. It's not a very fun hobby. When I'm not doing that, I just got a drawing tablet, so I've been playing with that a lot. I've pretty much been with Pokemon from the start. My brother had it when it came out for the original Game Boy. I remember us looking at it with no backlight screen and holding up a flashlight and trying to
find. The struggle was real.
Yeah. And then, even when we first got married, and the new series came out of Pokemon, he would buy a set of Magic cards, and I would buy a set of Pokemon cards. So, and I've played the most recent game, but
whenever we started dating, it was pretty much like, okay, a new game came out, and I would buy both the games, and you'd take one, and I'd take the other. I think you always got to pick which cover you wanted, though.
I think it worked out pretty well, though.
Sometimes some of them look a little bit more feminine, and then others are masculine. I always took the ones that looked like dudes. This is the dudes game.
But I don't think you bought the last one.
We got X and Y. We didn't get the Aqua whatever and Ruby, Sapphire Ruby ones, which was just a reprint of previous ones. So, how about you, Brandon?
Whoa, 1 second. I am getting some weird noise. Sorry. Hey, I'm Brandon. I started playing Pokemon when I was probably like 10-ish. My parents got me a Game Boy, and then I got Red right off the bat and played the snot out of that. I mean, to the point where the cartridge is all worn out and things. And then I was pretty heavy into the cards as well, but I was the complete opposite of you, Roy. I was all about collecting and barely knew how to play the game until like later, and then I started playing the game more. But for a long time, it was all just trading with local friends and all that stuff. And then I did play Yellow for a while too as well, but then after that, it kind of fell off. I mean, I always liked Pokemon, but kind of just fell away from it a little bit, and now Pokemon Go has got me by its grip and pulling me back in deep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's us. I guess we'll go ahead and go into our catch of the week. Do you want me to start, or?
Yeah, go for it.
So we were in downtown Greensboro here in the area, and this place is like hopping all the time. There's like always lures on all the things. There's a nice little strip on Elm Street you can just walk back and forth on. And there's like PokeStop, just lures on like all of them. There's several places where you can just get to like 3 PokeStops at a time and just sit like in the middle of them and spin them every 5 minutes.
Awesome.
But there was a point where a Starmie popped up on like everybody's game, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, there's a Starmie!" I was like, "Oh man, there's a Starmie!" So I'm walking up the street, and this dude, I was like, "Heather, there's a Starmie. It's like super close." And a guy's like, "Oh yeah, I think it's over there." So I started walking over there, and the footprints went down, or there was more footprints. And I'm like, he lied to me. So I turned around and went over back like super close to the dude, and there was like this great fence thing like going down an alley, and there was like a waterfall thing they had made as like some art whatever. But so I like held my phone like up to the grate area, and like it actually like popped up on my screen. I was like, holy crap, and like I like caught it, and all these other people were like crowding around, and I was like, I saw it over there. It was right. I stood right there, and it popped up on my screen, and everybody's like, what? And they're all like gathering around the grate, and I actually ended up catching it, and so I'm like, yes, I got a Starmie, because I was saving up a lot of my Star U candies or trying to evolve into a Starmie.
That's awesome.
But so we caught it, and we started walking down the street. Heather was mad. She's like, I didn't get one.
It wouldn't come up for me.
Because she was over at the gate, like trying to hold the thing up, and like
me and 2 other people were like sticking our hands through the gate, like trying to get the right angle, and nothing was coming up. So
it was pretty cool. It's interesting how this game like lets you interact with a bunch of other people. We were talking to like a mom and her son who were playing the game, and the son was like probably in his like late teenage years, would you say?
Yeah.
But she was like in her like 30s, 40s, or whatever, and they play the game together. They ride around and play as a family, and it was pretty funny. They were talking about the places they were going, but they were both mad they couldn't find the Starmie. So I caught that, and that was my catch of the week. But the good news is we walked down the street, and there were people who were asking us more questions about it, and I said, I found it up there, and people couldn't find it. They ran around the other side of the building, which you can normally do pretty easily in downtowns. It's a lot easier to find Pokemon in downtowns because they're all like blocked off most of the time. You can go around and find them easier. But we went. They're like, oh, we found it over in the parking garage over there. So we went around the building and let Heather catch the Starmie too. So good times. So that's my catch of the week.
Do you want me to do mine?
Do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I don't think there's like an moment for me this week, but I got 2 ponitas.
Oh, nice.
And I think they're cool, and I don't see them very often, so I was excited to get 2 of them. But they're both very low level, so it was a little underwhelming. One was in front of Walmart in Randleman.
Yeah.
So it probably looked weird because there's people, I can't see them playing Pokemon very much. And then there was the other one that was in Greensboro, and I just remember everybody getting really excited because it came up. Some guy, there's a Ponyta, like all excited.
It was funny because people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's like a My Little Pony! Like get the My Little Pony!"
Yeah,
like
they
there were a
calling
bunch of
it
people.
the wrong thing, but everybody was super excited all at the same time, so that was cool.
It's always fun to play the game in like those environments where everybody sees the same thing pop up on the screen, and they all start flipping out. But then, like, some people, it gets away, and they're like, no! And just seeing those reactions.
Yeah, I'm yelling.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
How about you, Brandon? What's your catch of the week?
So mine happened probably about an hour or so ago. I was at a park that's local to me, and me and my friends have nicknamed it Poke Paradise because we've caught awesome things there. But I was actually able to finally get my hands on a Magmar after looking for a very long time. There was whispers and like chat on a Facebook group that there was one behind the police station, and like I would drive there past there every single day after work and just kind of sit in my car and like maybe it'll pop up. Never did, and I was starting to think it was fake, and all these kids are telling me they're catching it there, and I was just getting frustrated. And then I go to the park for no more than 20 minutes and it pops up. So I was excited about that one, but there's a few others that I'm still looking to get, but that was the best so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, Magmar is definitely like my best fire Pokemon because I can't find Charmanders for crap to try to get a Charizard.
I got a Charmeleon the other day, but that was pretty low level. But yeah, that was exciting. When that one popped up, like I was in that same park when that one popped up, people like started cheering, and it was like you heard whispers of it popping up, and then all of a sudden people were screaming that it was popping up. So that was pretty great.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome. So I guess next we're just going to talk about some news stuff. So Brandon, if you want to lead us with that.
Yes, for sure. So I've been looking for a few things here. It looks like today, and I kind of had this problem actually this afternoon. I don't know if you guys did too, but it looks like the servers went down again today because of the Canadian launch. I don't know if you guys, did you have problems with the servers this morning?
Off and on. Like I could get on sometimes and then it was just off, and I'm just like, when is this ever going to end?
apparently the internet says it was because of the Canadian launch and not hackers, but also hackers are also claiming that, but that's unverified. So, uh, the servers go down yesterday for you guys too, as well? I'm assuming too.
Yeah, for like a little
Yeah.
while. So
Right when we were trying to
Yeah,
battle a gym, it sucked.
I think it's funny
yeah,
now, like when it actually shows that screen with the servers being down. It's like, oh, we're humbled by.
yeah. I
That
know that's
changed.
so great.
You're like, oh,
That's
flip the table on them.
I know. That's the servers being down. I think is a huge news story because I've even talked to a lot of people that like they downloaded the game and then just gave up after 2 tries and haven't even
No.
started yet. They're like, we're gonna start when it comes back. So that kind of stinks, but I persevered and got in.
Yeah, Niantic
uh,
definitely needs to like figure out what to do, like how to keep it like stable. Because there's a lot of people that are just gonna like jump on board and then like leave when they can't play the game
Yeah.
if they're not
yep.
super into it.
It
So.
gets frustrating.
Yeah, yeah, and it's I don't know if they're expecting this many people to just
I mean, I'm sure that's the reason why.
go crazy.
They're like, oh, we're making this cool little Pokemon game. We had this game before. I mean, it's Pokemon and stuff, so we're gonna make this cool little game. And there's just like massive amounts of people. So I mean, it's our fault that the servers are going down because there's so many people
Yeah.
getting online all at the same time trying to catch the Pokemons. But yeah, it's always the worst. Like I'll like be like, okay, I'm gonna try to hatch some eggs. I'll like ride my bike through the neighborhood or be like
yeah.
walking, and I'll get like a mile, 2 miles away, and then the servers go down. And I'm like, now I'm
Yep.
just out in like nature and stuff,
And your-
and like
and
I'm
your
There's
doing,
gyms don't count.
I'm doing a walk for no reason.
This is a waste of time. Definitely. That's my mom actually texted me last night and she's like, "Look what I caught." And my mom downloaded the app and she doesn't play really any games and her friends influenced her to do that and I'm like, "Okay, this is definitely a phenomenon now."
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like there's some other news too that says Forbes was saying that there's been a massive rush for like vintage toys and games, and they even said that like Walmart's like had a triple amount of traffic for Pokemon on their website, and even Target. Did I say Apple? I meant Walmart. Sorry. Walmart has had triple the amount of searching, and Target has had a huge uptick as well. So
Crazy.
I'm sure we'll see a lot more Pokemon stuff coming down the road.
It's kind of funny because I've been like waiting on this app for a long time, being like,
Me
oh,
too.
yeah. And I mean, actually, I saw some like previews of it and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be that good. I was trying to not get my hopes up, be like, like I would just be like, it might not be that good. It's like this location thing, and you got to run around, like, and I mean. The thing is, like, the gym battling didn't seem that cool because, like, my favorite part of Pokemon was, like, attacking each other. I'm like, you can't just attack.
Yep.
Like, I can't fight with my wife, like,
Yeah.
one-on-one. Like, that seems
Yep.
lame. I'm like, you have to actually, like, leave your Pokemon and you're not actually interacting with each other when that happens, like, 100%. But then, like, the game came out and, like, I was like, oh, my friends will download it. Like, me and my friends will download it. We'll try it. Maybe it'll be fine. We might, like, get rid of it if it's not good enough. And then it's just like, boom! Like, everybody and their mom was downloading it.
But the worst part
I
about
know.
it was right during my finals week.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
I'm stuck on the computer trying to create a program about ISBN numbers. I'm about in tears. And he's out having fun in downtown getting Pokemon, which makes it just so much worse.
Hey,
So-
but at least I took the kids with me
Yes, that
and
is
got them
that's
out of
good.
your hair while you were trying to play Pokemon.
So we had to, that's why I'm so much further behind than you. It's just because.
Hey, but you've caught up a lot. So.
Yeah. Well,
I remember seeing like the little teaser trailer they had, and I was like, "That looks amazing," but I highly doubt the game will actually be like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of had the same thing. I'm like, it looks cool, but I doubt it will amount to anything. And yeah, I was wrong, which I'm glad. And especially like I signed up for the beta testing, but it didn't get accepted. And I was
Same
hearing
here.
whispers. Yeah, I was hearing whispers of like across the internet, but nothing really showed up. And I'm like, I wonder if it's any good. And yeah, it is very good. Yeah. There's also I found a video. I don't know if you've seen this. There's like a viral video apparently of crowds stampeding through Central Park. Have you seen this video?
I've seen
Saw
it.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, that I actually just watched that today. A friend sent it to me, and the guys leaving their car and running away is just hilarious to me. But yeah, I think that's some news for today. We'll have some more next time.
I think it's crazy, like how many memes have spawned from this. Like
Oh
the
my goodness, I
internet
know.
is like just memes, Pokemon memes, Pokemon memes. Because I mean, Pokemon's been around forever. Like we all have known it, but now just like there's so many Pokemon Go memes, and it's just like I was listening to the Poke Rap from the anime, except all it said was Pidgeys and Rattatas over and over and over again. I'm like, exactly. It's just Pidgeys, Rattatas, Pidgey, Pidgey, Rattata, Rattata.
Weedle. One Weedle.
One Weedle. I'm like, yep, that's Pokemon Go. There you go.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get into our tips and tricks segment. For me, my main tip is there's this thing that I saw on Reddit where you can gain a whole lot of levels really quickly. And the main way to do this is by evolving all of your Pokemon at the same time while having the lucky egg on. And I mean, a lot of people know how to do this, but if you're just starting the game, you're at a lower level, leveling up should probably be like one of your main focuses when you're starting the game, because you just find so much stronger Pokemon, different varieties of Pokemon. When you're super low level, all you're really going to find is just the Rattatas and the Weedles and stuff like that. But as you get higher level, you'll find stronger stuff. And there's no point in putting a whole lot of dust into like weaker Pokemon. You should try to just level up everything you can. So basically the way this works is you just take all of your Pidgeys and stuff. Everybody's caught tons and tons of Pidgeys. And you try to evolve tons of stuff at the same time. So this works really good with Pidgeys because they take 12 candies to evolve. It works really good with Weedles because they take 12 candies to evolve. And it works really good with Caterpies because it only takes 12 candies to evolve. Rattatas take 25 candies to evolve, but they're still good because you just have so many of them most of the time. But basically you just collect as many, every single one you see, and just try to evolve them all at the same time. While you're doing the lucky egg. What the lucky egg is an item that you can either get in the store, or at 10th level you get one, or at 9th level you get one for free, and also at 10th level you get one for free. And then once you get up to 15th level you get one for free, and I think you might get some at 20. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so you just get some like just for leveling up in the game. So for 9 and 10 you're gonna have 2. So just try to like save all of your evolutions till when you have that lucky egg going, because you gain 1,000 experience for every single one you level up. I did this the other day and I was like at 17 and I evolved 32 different things, so I got like 32,000 experience points. So I just skipped 18 basically, so it was pretty hardcore. But yeah, that's awesome. That's my tip, especially like for beginners. Try to level up so you can find better stuff as you're going along and not waste too much time trying to battle gyms with your weaker Pokemon, because you probably won't be able to handle them. Heather, do you have any tips?
Yeah, hand me that. Ta-da! Wait, here. So this, I have a portable charger that we got from Target for like $5. I think it's perfect because my Pokemon Go eats my battery really fast. So I get really frustrated when we were walking downtown and my battery's at 1% and we have to turn around because I wanted to keep going. But I ordered some online that were $10 each and they hold a bigger charge. But to hold us over, I got one from Target.
Yeah, you can find those like in the super cheap like dollar section.
Yeah, they're in the dollar spot.
And if
I'm
you
sure
keep
they have
them,
at Walmart too. And
if you keep them charged up, how much of a charge are they supposed to have?
1.5 charges.
Nice.
Cool.
They say it's lipstick like, so it's a little
fits
bigger.
In your purse. There you go,
Brandon.
Yep.
And it's not just pink, they got other colors, but lifesaver right here.
I actually bought one of those on Amazon, and I've been meaning to buy one for other stuff anyways, but now I'm like, oh, I guess I just have to do that.
Yeah,
I want to see, because they're talking about the Pokemon toys like selling tons. I want to see how many external battery chargers people have been selling.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good point.
I saw a post on Facebook that a game store that normally sells like Magic the Gathering and like card games and stuff like that, they're carrying battery chargers now for people who play Pokemon Go.
Amazing.
Like they're like, hey, we got to stock in of battery chargers for your phone. And I'm like, you're like
great.
a game store. That is crazy. They're like, Pokemon Go players, come in.
How much money's coming in because of this game?
Now they got to just make their place a PokeStop and then just keep lures on there all the time.
I think the one that was there that was posting that was a PokeStop, and I'm like,
was it? That's awesome.
That would just be a constant. I would pay money to get lures to get people to come into my business. That would be genius.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
And
yeah, definitely. Working. Yeah, there's a few local businesses that I've noticed started doing that. Some pizza places, and they have like pizza buffets and all that stuff, and they've been packed.
We went to a Chinese buffet today. It was a gym and a PokeStop at the same time. So we just sat there, and it wasn't our color gym. So we're like, our goal by the time we leave is to own this gym. So we sit down, and we're every 5 minutes we're spinning the PokeStop, and then we'd attack the gym, and we'd spin. And so we had to actually level it up so we could all fit in it because we were with family too. So we're like, okay, now we gotta fight our own guys, and there were people fighting at the same time, bringing it down. We're like, oh man, we gotta fight more. It's pretty fun.
That's great.
So what are your tips and tricks, Brandon?
So mine would be pretty simple. Just catch every single Pokemon that you can find. This kind of goes with yours too, Roy. It's just when I first started playing the game, I would catch one and be like, cool, I added that to my Pokédex. Now I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, I'm not going to catch that. But if I would have just caught them all, then you can pretty much do exactly what you said and do the level up and the evolve with the lucky egg. And after texting with Roy and him telling me what he did and showing me the picture of all the experience, I was like, I need to do that. So then I did it the next day, and it really works. But I just wish I would have, there's so many Pidgeys that's you walk by or just see pop up and you're like, meh, whatever. But catch them all. Seriously, catch them all.
Yeah, if you want to go up levels and stuff like that, I don't know.
Only if you only have 5 Pokeballs and you're not going to have time to go to a PokeStop, then maybe save them just in case that one shows up. But for the most part, catch them all.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, no, there's an area that you can go by, and I had you can get just probably all Pokeballs all the time. I don't know what it is, but all I get is Pokeballs there, and I've at one time had 200, I think, and now I'm down to 20.
Awesome. Oh,
and then now I am down to 20, and I'm like, this is not safe.
I've had, I guess we could save that for other things, but I've had situations where I'll be trying to catch something, and then it's the last Pokeball, and you're just I can't do anything, because you can't even back out and go buy more or anything, which I wouldn't do, but
yeah, it's
just the Pokemon's gonna get away.
He wouldn't do that, but he does get in the car at midnight and drives down to the church across the street, and
it's going to the store to get stuff, but it's free.
It's more where are you going? Let me look up and find my iPhone to see where in the world you're driving to. Oh, it's just Pokemon.
The Pokestops, obviously.
Yeah. That's normal.
Yeah. This is kind of a side point, but I was talking to my one of my friends, and I'm like, it's kind of weird how much Pokemon Go has affected my driving now, my routes home. It's usually just jump on the highway and go all the way, just take that all the way home. Now it's you know what? I'm going to go through the downtown and maybe just stop and take a little walk quick, and then I will go right back home.
Yeah. That is another tip that I would say is really good, is to just try to hit all the Pokestops you can all the time, because I've pretty much added Pokestops into my daily routine. Okay,
exactly.
We gotta drop the kids off, do the Pokestop here. We're gonna I'm gonna go into this church's parking lot real quick and spin the Pokeball, and then just drive right back out, and just that's just one way to keep from having to spend a lot of money on Pokeballs and stuff like that, is if you stay up on the Pokestops all the time.
Definitely, yeah.
So we have any crazy game stories? We're going to try to throw it out there to anybody listening to this. Please send us some crazy game stories so we can read them on the show. That would be a ton of fun. So tell us different interactions you've had with people, different crazy stories about chasing down a Pokemon and it getting away, or chasing down a Pokemon and it working out. Any crazy game story you can think of, send that in to us at the PokeStop Podcast at gmail.com, and we will try to read those on the show, and that should be a lot of fun. But do either of you guys have any crazy game stories you want to talk about?
Heather, you can go first. If you want.
Do you have one? I can think, but everything.
Well, I can go ahead and jump in. So we were yesterday. We went to my in-laws' house, Heather's mom's house, and so we're like, oh, there's some. Her sister was telling us how there's some Pokestops downtown. Interesting note: there's no Pokemon at her mom's house, none. It's the void of Pokemon. It's just oh my gosh, we're like, let's get out of here. This place is terrible. So we left and went to the downtown area, and there's a statue of, who is it? Richard Petty is a gym. So statue of Richard Petty is a gym, And so we were going around to the different PokeStops and getting some Pokeballs, and we're like, let's take that gym because it was currently blue or something like that. It was yellow. Yeah. So we're like, oh, let's take that because we're Team Valor. You know how we do. But so we're like, okay, let's take this gym. So we're working to take the gym. The game was kind of glitching a lot, which is annoying when you're trying to actually do things. But we actually sat beside the Richard Petty statue and started taking the gym. And we took the gym and we were trying to level it up so all three of us could fit our Pokemon in there. Because the way gyms work is first you have to attack the gym to lower their prestige level. And then you can also train at the gym to strengthen the prestige level to make the level of the gym higher so you can fit more people in there. So we're trying to make it higher so we could fit more people in there. Anyway, so while we're doing this, there's two other dudes in a truck parked right over there who are trying to lower it down. And they keep looking over back at us, and we're trying to prestige up. All three of us are attacking it, and the prestige is slowly going up, and they're knocking it back down, and it's going back up, and they're knocking it back down. And they actually, I was like, what's going on? And they finally knocked it down low enough, didn't they? And made it neutral, and I threw something back in that was way stronger. So then they're like, oh. So they literally pulled out the car, looked over at us, and then drove away. And we put all of our Pokemon in there, and we had that gym for a little while. But it was pretty funny,
Didn't last very long, though.
Actually battling with people we could see back and forth, and watching the prestige go up and down based on how many times we're training and how many times they're trying to knock us down. It was a lot of fun, actually. So Pokemon battling, yes.
Anytime I take a gym, it seems like it literally I blink and it's gone. Yeah. Finally am getting to the point where I have some decent Pokemon I can leave behind, but yeah, except I was out in the country a few times this week, and I had one of those I think for 3 days because it was just in the middle of nowhere. It was some national park thing, or not national, just local regional park thing, but anything in the city or near my house. There's one probably 2 blocks from my house, and I can see it from my in bed on my phone, and it just literally changes color every night. And then the other night it changed red, and then there was 2 spots in there, and I'm like, it's 1 a.m. Should I get in my car and go put a Pokemon in there? And I didn't, because I'm just it's probably gonna change. And sure enough, the next morning it was blue, and I'm just whatever.
The thing is the gyms are so easy to beat because they get to take 6 Pokemon against whichever Pokemon you have in there. So if you want to hold it, you have to put really strong ones in there and hope they're not strong enough to take that, or prestige the gym up to level 7 and shove 7 Pokemon in there.
Have 7 people with you.
And you have to have 7 different people because only one person can put a person in there. So if you're solo going to take gyms, you're not going to hold them because you're putting one Pokemon in. They'll knock that out in 2 seconds. So gyms are really a team thing. You really have to go together with a posse to take a gym and be able to hold it. And you still aren't going to be able to hold it very long because people know how type advantage works in Pokemon. They can be well, this type works better against that type, so I'm going to use this to wreck you. And they can definitely figure out a way to knock you out. That being said, if you find some rural out of the way areas to find a gym and put really strong Pokemon in there, if the Pokemon are strong enough, people will be oh, I'm not worried about that, and they'll just drive on and find a weaker gym. So yeah, and really the only point of having gyms is to be able to click that little defender bonus thing and get your gold and dust, which is surprising. What do you guys think about the way that they the game just doesn't teach you the game? Literally, that's the strategy of the game. They say, here's how you throw a Pokeball. Go at it. And that's basically all the game teaches you. Everything else you have to learn from other people, and you have to learn from going online. Do you think that's added to the success of the game?
I kind of enjoyed it yes and no, I would say, but I've kind of enjoyed it because I've ran into a lot of people, and it's fun to share tips and tricks. Just random people on the street, you're like, hey, did you know this? No, thanks. And you just kind of share stuff like that, and that's been kind of cool. Some things have been a little frustrating, figuring them out, but then it's kind of cool because once you figure something out, it's you want to share it with everyone. So I don't know. I've enjoyed it a little bit.
I just think it's so successful as it is now anyway, that do you really want more people making the servers go down?
Exactly.
Are you going to invite people?
Are you going to invite more people?
That's terrible.
No,
I've actually seen a bunch of apps pop up the App Store too, tutorial apps.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool. I
And
haven't looked.
yeah, I think there's like 3 or 4 in the iTunes store. I don't know about the Android one, but yeah, I guess you could get one of those. But I don't know. I kind of feel like the like Game Boy games didn't explain a lot either, did they? It's been a while
I
since
mean,
I
they
played
showed
Red,
you
but I
how to
think
catch
I
Pokemon,
don't think
and
I ever read anything in it. I think I always just passed through it and hit A. Is it
yeah,
A?
exactly.
Like, I don't think I ever actually read it.
I mean, it showed just as much as any other like role playing game would. Like,
Yeah,
hey, this
that's
is
true.
the thing that you do. But it's very like much on rails. Like, hey, you have to
Yeah.
go through Viridian Forest and then get out the other side, and you have
True,
to beat
yeah.
Brock before you can go
Yeah.
to Mount Moon, whatever. I'm nerding
Yeah.
out pretty hardcore right now, but it's like very like linear a lot of the stuff. So it's kind of like it forces you to do specific things. With this one, it's like, Jim, pick your color. Okay. That's basically it. It doesn't tell you
Yeah, it
much
stops
about
there.
like how to do the defender bonus thing. It doesn't tell you
That's
much
true,
about
yeah.
like prestiging to like put more Pokemon in there. It doesn't tell you about like I didn't remember seeing things about how to put eggs in incubators or anything like that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of people where they'd be like, "Oh, I've got all these eggs, but they're not ticking up at all. Like none of them are like getting to hatch. Oh, well, you have to
yeah.
actually put in a incubator to start it." They're like, "Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know." They're like, "How do I do that?" Well, you actually have to click on the egg, and then you've got these different incubators, and the blue ones they go away eventually. So
Yeah.
but yeah, is there anything else you wanted to go over as far as crazy game stories?
I didn't really have. I mean, it's just like the part, like I mentioned, that Poke Paradise by my house. I mean, there's been 50 to 100 people there constantly, and there's like roars when there's good Pokemon. It's today there was the Magmar that was there, and it just like everyone was screaming Magmar.
Magmar.
It was great. And like the other day it was Charmeleon, and people were screaming and jumping around in excitement. It's just awesome to see like that many people of just like from little kids that rode there on their bike to people that are well into middle age or older, just geeking out over it. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, my co-host from the other podcast was talking about how they on lunch went and stopped at like a Pokemon gym, and it was like a Pokemon gym and stopped that are like real close together. And they said these dudes rolled up, and one jumped out of the car and was like, "Oh my gosh, I caught a Brussels sprout!" And the other guys were like, that were with him were like, "What the crap is a Brussels sprout? You mean like what are you talking about, man?" He's like, "Dude, a Brussels sprout, the one with like the plant for a head." And it's like, "Oh, you mean a bell sprout?" And it's like it's just really funny like how many people that are not like into Pokemon have gotten into this game. And I've seen memes and stuff online that are like, if you haven't played this and it shows like the original games, then don't play this. Like, I don't agree with that at all. Like,
Nope.
No. Everybody play, have fun. Your mom can play, your grandma can play. We can all play the game together and have something interesting to talk about and build a community over. So that's what I think is super exciting. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I thought of a crazy story.
Awesome.
Building on last night on our way home, both of our kids fell asleep in the car, so we took full advantage, and we went to 3 different PokeStops or Poke gyms, and we're still holding one of them from.
We're only holding one of them. We gotta go.
Yeah, but we got the one from this
We
one
gotta-
that's still going. But it was a lot of fun because we went to a post office first, and we took the gym, and then we leveled it up pretty high for a while. And then we went to the water tower where nobody ever goes.
See, I always try to be nice whenever we take a gym. We try to prestige it so that another guy can fit in there also, instead of just shoving it with 2 in there and just leaving it.
And
See ya.
it's taken over so much faster if it's not another red person coming back.
That's a good idea.
And then we went to the water tower, and then we also went to McDonald's on our way home.
Yeah.
Which there's
Don't be
no
telling
way.
people all of our Pokestops.
Well, there's no way we could have kept that one. Main Street is like, you can't keep them for very long. But I thought it was funny just that we were able to drive around. It was like the first time we could spend a lot of time on gym battles.
Yeah.
Because of children. So.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome, the McDonald's one too, because we were like prestiging it up to try to like get it so there was room for you to fit in it.
Yeah, but when there's somebody fighting
And
us,
then there was someone who was messing up a little bit, but then they left. And then she was about to put her Pokemon in it, and a Venusaur, the highest of all four of Bulbasaur, just appeared in it from our team.
Super high
and we're just like,
Oh, that's awesome.
cool, it's very well defended now,
Yes.
but now we have to prestige more so she can fit her Pokemon in it.
So then we were
So
there
it's
even
kind of
longer.
weird because you're playing this game with other people that are in a car over there that you're not necessarily talking to. So,
But I just like to think of how much money we've spent the last couple of days just because we haven't been home.
I know it's
We're
probably
so
it's great
broke.
for the economy.
It's great for the economy. It's terrible for our. I mean, we bought ice cream while we were at McDonald's, and we bought Chinese food today while we were at the gym there, and so much money.
I guess
ice cream has been the main thing. It's like, to my daughter, it's like, you want to come with me? Come ride in the car. I'll get you ice cream and we'll go to the park.
I'm sure your wife is like glad to be like,
Exactly.
away with the baby.
Yeah, she texted me the other day. She's like, when are you going to be home? And I'm like, I don't know. Just take the time for yourself.
You're like, there's Pokemon to catch, honey. We got to do this.
Exactly.
Awesome. So I guess we'll go into our last segment for the day, which is the one that got away. Who wants to start?
I think you have the best story here, Roy, about last night, if you're going to share that one.
Oh, yeah. So last night, I was trying to set up stuff for this podcast and get ready. So I was up a little bit later. And it was like around like 11:45, like midnight-ish time. And I hadn't caught a Pikachu yet. Like, I know, like, people probably see Pikachus all the time and catch them and stuff. But I had not caught one. I hadn't even seen one. So I was like, oh, my gosh, there's, like, the shadow of Pikachu. And it said it was, like, close by. So I was like, let me just walk. I'm not going to run down the street because I've done that before. But I'm going to just walk out the front door. And I walked out the front door into the little turnaround at our house. And it was there. And I was like, holy crap, I got to do this right. So I'm like, okay, berries with the great ball. And you got to curveball it because all those things are supposed to help you catch the Pokemon. Did that. Did it first try. Goes in the Pokeball. Pops out. I'm like, okay. Berries with the great ball. Curveball. And goes in the Pokeball, pops out again. This one wasn't even that high of a level. It was like 40 CP or something like that, which is not too crazy at the level I'm at. So, like, it pops out of the Pokeball, runs away. And I'm just like, I did not catch the Pikachu. This sucks. So I immediately ran upstairs to grab my wife's phone to try to catch her the Pikachu. So she was sleeping in bed. I pulled the phone out from under her, like, pillow where she had it and, like, ran downstairs and caught it first try with her phone. I did the same thing, though. I was like, berries, curved. It was a lot stronger, too. It was like 100 and something CP, or like even more than that. What CP is it?
It's 348.
Oh, yeah, 348 CP.
Whoa!
Pikachu.
That's real good.
And it's mine.
It's real good.
I caught it on the first try with hers.
Now, do you think that she'll trade it to you because you caught it when trading comes available?
I doubt it.
Nope.
I know.
Doubt it.
Nope.
Hey, I caught her a Venusaur one time as well. So
Usually, if it's strong, I usually.
if there's an awesome thing and like it's in the neighborhood, I'm like, I just caught this. Give me your phone. I'm gonna go get it for you. I'm a good husband.
Yep.
So good Pokemon Go husband. So.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What about you, Brandon?
There's been a few. The Taurus has been the biggest thorn in my side. Me and my coworker's side. I was finally able to catch one after them running and showing up and then disappearing and not being able to find it. But my one friend, I caught it. I caught one. It popped up on his screen and his phone froze.
Oh.
And we were parked and like it was kind of a busy road. We were parked on the side of the street and he like just jumped out of the car to like go run right next to the PokeStop. And then his phone like loaded up, but it kept crashing on him. And he was out of the car probably for like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't got anywhere to be. We don't got to be anywhere right now. I'll just let him try to catch this because if he doesn't catch it, like he's going to be so sad. And he comes back to the car and I've never seen him frustrated. He's like really cool-headed guy. And he was so mad and sad at the same time. And his phone kept crashing and would not work. There was kids around him at the PokeStop, like jumping for joy and like clicking their heels because they just caught it. And he's standing there like just getting sadder and sadder. And then he gets in the car and she's like, just go. He's like, I'm about to rage quit this game right now. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And so we left and we get like probably a block away and his phone works perfectly fine. So I don't know what the problem was, but it was horrible. I felt so bad, but we've been chasing that thing forever and I got one, but you guys.
You're like, because pro gamer, that's how you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he actually texted me today, though. He said he got one, and I think it was like level 700 or something. And I'm like,
Nice.
Oh, there you go. Good things come to those who wait. No.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did you have any got away stories that you wanted to add in, Heather?
Well, I looked at my Pokédex to see. Lately it seems like a lot more getting away, but they're just like the dumb ones that I don't care about, you know? But when I look at my Pokédex, it says that I saw what was it? I can't remember.
Growlithe.
Growlithe? And I don't remember seeing it. I remember you yelling about it, but I don't remember seeing it. But other than that, it says I've caught everything else, so...
Yeah.
I haven't been too sad yet.
My Pokédex was, I think mine's up to 75.
Mine's not
it was
that high, though.
75 of 75. Seen, caught. Now I saw that Pikachu and didn't catch it, so it's 75 of 76. I've seen 76. Poor Pikachu. So eventually when I catch one of those, I'll be up. What's your Pokédex up to, Brandon?
89 of 89.
Nice.
No! Brandon goes hard.
But you're a higher level.
I told you, there's that Poke Paradise that I call it, and that's the only reason I call it, because it's just like, in the first time I went there in 20 minutes, I caught, like, everything that popped up was new, and it's insane. I've heard a few places where people say that that's the best place in Wisconsin. So if you live in Wisconsin, go to Neenah, to the lighthouse.
Cheese, go down to the lighthouse.
I would say beer, but I think you need a permit for that in the park, so don't do that and don't litter because people yell at you. But no, yeah, the few of the friends I play with, I brought them down there the other night. We were all playing board games on Thursday night, I think it was, maybe. And it was around like 11 o'clock, and they're like, will you please bring us to that place? Will you please? And I'm like, the park closes at 10. I'm like, we really shouldn't go down there. And so finally they got on me enough, and we packed 7 people into my van.
That's awesome.
And
all Team Valor, right? All Team Valor?
Unfortunately, no. No, Team Valor was outnumbered in that van, which is sad.
Yeah.
Mystic was winning in that one. But no, so we drove down there, and it was like 11:30, somewhere in there, and there was still probably like 30 people there, but they're all sitting in their cars. And there's kind of like a loophole where you can like sit in your car as long as you're not like sitting down in the park. It's sort of okay.
You can't chase all of you.
So we sat.
Right?
Yeah, we sat in the car for probably about a half hour until one of my friends had to go, and yeah, they were just freaking out about all the stuff that was popping up.
Like, it's the temporal rift of Pokemon right here. Just they're pouring out.
It's also right on the water too. So like.
Oh, cool.
There's a huge lake right there, and then there's a nice huge park. So I don't know if that just like just draws all sorts of them. I don't know. It's
how
pretty
many
nuts.
Magikarp have you got so far? How far closer are you?
I am at. Actually, just transferred a bunch of those in. I think I'm at 105 or something.
Right here. That makes me so sad because I've been
we
trying
can't
to
find
catch
very
everyone
often.
I found. I like walked around a lake trying to catch them. Like I was like, I'm going to the lake. I'm gonna freaking try to catch. I caught like 2, and I'm like, I need way more than 2 to be able to get Gyarados. So
The guy that was sitting next to me at the park today, he had 399, and
you couldn't find one.
Well, no, but like for that little time I was there today, they kept popping up, and he's kept getting closer, and then for like the rest of the time that I was there, they weren't popping up, and he was getting so frustrated because he's like, I just want to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like the evolved Gyarados or whatever. They're pretty strong as far as the CP goes. So, and Gyarados is one of my favorite Pokemon. So,
have you seen any Charizards in the wild at all?
Yeah.
Like, or just like seen them like at gyms, I should say.
I saw him at a gym. I saw one at a
there's
gym.
I think it's last time it was holding a gym for a couple of days. I feel like.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
That's the one I've yet to see like anywhere. I've seen a Blastoise and I've seen the what is it? Ivysaur, yep. Nice. But not that one. But yeah.
Good times. Well, I guess that's been a podcast, guys. So I guess we'll close this out. Guys, remember to email us your crazy Pokemon Go stories at the PokeStop Podcast at gmail.com, and we'll read those out on the show, and it'll be tons of fun. But yeah, thanks so much for checking out the show. I guess we'll see you guys next time. Say bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.